Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Football Comparisons that will start a Twitter war. Today we're tackling the age-old debate, is Mohamed Salah having a bigger year than Raphinha in 2025? Short answer, yes. Long answer, also yes, but with stats and a few spicy details to make it interesting. Salah is out here leading the Premier League in goals and assists, while Raphinha is doing his thing at Barcelona, just not at Salah levels. But let's break this down before the Raphinha fans start throwing digital tomatoes in the comments. 1. Club performance. Salah's goal factory versus Raphinha's highlight reel. If 2025 were a football movie, Mohamed Salah would be the main character, and Raphinha would be the talented but overlooked supporting role. The numbers? They don't lie. Salah has 27 goals and 17 assists in 29 Premier League games, aka, he's scoring and setting up goals like he's getting paid extra per stat. Meanwhile, Raphinha has 13 goals and 12 assists in 25 La Liga matches. Respectable, but if this were a FIFA rating battle, Salah would be rocking a 92 while Raphinha would be hovering at an 85. Liverpool is leading the Premier League. Barcelona is, well, Barcelona. They're competitive, but let's be real. La Liga ain't the same as it used to be. Salah is making the biggest impact at club level, and it's not even close. And let's talk about consistency, because while Raphinha has had flashes of brilliance, Salah has been a walking highlight reel every single week. We're talking about a guy who, even on his off days, still finds a way to impact the game. Raphinha, he'll drop a worldie one week and then disappear like a WhatsApp ghost the next. It's like comparing a luxury sports car that starts every morning to one that might turn on if you whisper sweet nothings to the engine. Salah's form in 2025 is so good that if you bench him in your fantasy Premier League team, your friends should have the legal right to mock you for a full year. Raphinha has been good for Barca, but compared to Salah, he's like a really solid iPhone 13, while Salah is the iPhone 15 Pro Max with all the premium features unlocked. Salah doesn't just score, he scores like he's trying to break every Premier League record before his contract expires. At this point, Liverpool's attack without Salah is like a Wi-Fi connection on one bar. Technically still working, but struggling. Raphinha's 2025 season is great, but it's like being the best player on a team that's not top of the table. Meanwhile, Salah is at the wheel of a Premier League winning machine. 2. International impact. Salah versus the Brazilian Samba squad. Now, we all know club football is one thing, but international duty is where legends are made. Or at the very least, where Twitter debates get really heated. Salah is Egypt's golden boy. He's their national hero, their footballing messiah. Raphinha plays for Brazil, which is great, except Brazil has like a million other wingers who could step in at any moment. Unfortunately, international stats for 2025 are a bit mysterious, but if we're going off history, Salah carries Egypt like a student doing 90% of the work in a group project. Meanwhile, Raphinha is in a team where the Professor Tight, Diniz, will just replace you with Vinicius Jr. if you sneeze too hard. And let's be honest, pressure levels aren't even comparable. When Salah puts on the Egypt shirt, the entire nation stops to watch. If he doesn't score, he might get a call from the president asking what went wrong. Meanwhile, Raphinha could have an off day for Brazil, and the team would just throw on another 5-star winger as if nothing happened. Salah's international career is like a one-man Broadway show, where he has to perform flawlessly every night, while Raphinha is in a rotating ensemble cast where he might be the lead or just an understudy. Salah for Egypt is like that one employee keeping a failing company afloat. The moment he's not there, the entire structure collapses. Brazil has so many wingers that Raphinha probably gets a different replacement every time he blinks. If you had to pick one of these two players to win you a must-win international game, let's be honest, Salah's doing all the heavy lifting. Salah's international games are like epic war movies. Raphinha's are like solid Netflix originals. Good, but not groundbreaking. 3. The penalty kick plot twist. Stat padding or ice-cold precision. Now let's talk about one spicy detail, penalty kicks. Because of course no football debate is complete without someone yelling, but penalties don't count. Salah, 9 for 9 on penalties this season. Cold, calculated, ruthless. Meanwhile, Raphinha's goals are more spread out, which is great, but goals are goals, my friends. Some people say penalties make stats inflated. Well, tell that to the goalkeeper who has to guess where Salah is going to send the ball every single time. And let's not pretend like scoring penalties is just free real estate. You ever seen a high-pressure penalty miss? Ask Lionel Messi in the Copa America final or Jorginho in a Champions League shootout. Salah steps up to the spot like he's withdrawing cash from an ATM. 100% confidence, no hesitation. Meanwhile, Raphinha isn't even first-choice penalty taker at Barcelona, meaning his club trusts others more in those high-stakes moments. If penalties were that easy, every striker would be bagging 10 per season, but they aren't. and that's why Salah's ice-cold finishing deserves credit. If penalties don't count, then let's just remove them from the game entirely and let players duel for goals like it's Mortal Kombat. Salah's penalties aren't just goals, they're psychological warfare against goalkeepers. Raphinha might have more goals from open play, but last time I checked, no one gets extra points for vibes-based goals. Salah could probably take a penalty blindfolded and still send the keeper the wrong way. 4. The final verdict. Who had the bigger 2025? So after all the stats, all the comparisons, and all the questionable penalty discourse, the winner is, drumroll please, Mohamed Salah. Let's face it, 27 goals, 17 assists, and league domination is definitely greater than 13 goals, 12 assists, and a respectable La Liga season. Unless Raphinha goes full prime Ronaldinho and single-handedly wins Barcelona a Champions League final, it's clear that Salah's year is just bigger. It's like comparing a Hollywood blockbuster to a really solid indie film. Both great, but one is clearly dominating the box office. And let's not forget the intangibles. Salah isn't just playing well, he's dragging Liverpool to greatness, setting records, and defining the entire Premier League season. He's the guy you build your fantasy team around, the one delivering every single week. Raphinha, he's a great talent, but he's part of Barcelona's rotation, not their defining star. In a big moment, Salah is the guy you expect to decide the match. Raphinha, he's the guy you hope will. Salah's 2025 season is like a Grammy-winning album. Raphinha's is like a really good underground mixtape. This isn't even a who's better argument, it's a who had the better years discussion. And unless Raphinha suddenly becomes the footballing equivalent of Beyoncé, the answer is Salah. Liverpool fans, celebrate. Barcelona fans, take the L respectfully. 5. Closing thoughts. Let the comment section chaos begin. So there you have it. Mohamed Salah is having the bigger 2025 and the stats back it up. But what do you think? Is Salah just a penalty merchant, or is Raphinha actually being underrated? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe for more spicy football debates, and remember, when in doubt, just give the ball to Salah. See you next time.